Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk. I'm your host, Saieed Ali, a spiritual consultant and real estate businessman. Remember, for those of you that are having spiritual problems, feel free to contact us. Those of you who have properties to sell or looking for a property to buy, you can also contact us. Now, I want to say a good night to the viewers of Real Talk in Trinidad and Tobago, up the Caribbean and around the globe. Those of you that are on Facebook, feel free to like and share our page, Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Those of you on YouTube, subscribe, hit the bell, and you will know when we go live. Now, viewers, I always encourage you and remind you to share our live stream when we go live so others may know about Real Talk with Saieed Ali, the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago. So, viewers, you know we have our drive on for the Real Talk Rape Crisis Center. Feel free to contribute, make a donation. Now, I have been telling you, this is the only center in Trinidad and Tobago, or it will be the only center in Trinidad and Tobago that will be able to house rape victims. Normally, when the incident do occur, the police will step in, they will carry you to the health centers, make your examination, the doctors will do what they have to do, and after that you're going home. You're going home after that. It's not like you're going in a place where they could counsel you and they could, they could nurture you and bring you back into society. There's no place like that. Not in Trinidad. So here's the reason why I am asking you, the public, to contribute at least $1,500 to this drive. All we need is 7,000 people. 7,000 people to contribute $1,500 to make up $10 million to build this structure from foundation to finish. We're not asking for 10 million. We're not asking for 100 million from the government. No, I am asking you, the population of Trinidad and Tobago, and those of you who live outside Trinidad, viewers of Real Talk, and you would like to contribute, feel free to get in touch with us. 1-868-339-1670 or 1-868-238-6716, and let's start this rape crisis center for the males and the female victims of rape in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, you all know that I have already provided land for you all. You all know that. I've been telling you this. All we need is to raise that 10 million fund to have this building up and running. So, viewers, as we start off tonight's program, the fee for breaking water use guidelines still remains at $75. Poon King said, WASA has been in consultation with the Ministry of Public Utilities in order to restructure the government or the governing legislations. So, viewers, those of you who break the WASA law, by wasting water and using a hose to wash down vehicles and power washers, those legislation that are being governed presently, WASA is looking to change it. So this is just a little reminder I have decided to give you all to be very cautious. Because I don't want a lot to end up like the Arangwes farmers, where you have to go to court and spend X amount of dollars. So this is just a reminder to you all. So as we start off our program tonight, viewers, I must say a good night for viewing in. So hear this. Remember, I told you all I will stand with the Bar Association in Trinidad and Tobago. So listen to this. Feel free to call in, voice your concerns. Let me hear what you have to say. 238-6716 is our studio line. Real Talk with Saieed Ali runs from Monday to Friday from 7 to 8 p.m. with a rerun the following day. So encourage your friends and your family to tune in. Now, as we start off, a first win for bar owners, as they were granted permission to challenge Health Minister Terence Dayal Singh over the amended regulation for the opening and closing of bars. The claim names the 316 members, and the Barkeepers and Owners Association as the claimants in the judicial review claimed file on Wednesday. They are represented by attorney Anand Ramlogan, SC, Renuka Rambajan, and Ganesh Sarup, and Douglas Bailey, who contended the regulation unconstitutional and discriminatory. So viewers, they have won the first round to go ahead and sue the Health Ministry of Trinidad and Tobago. They are seeking compensation for several declarations, including that the decision by the minister to reduce the opening hours of bar was illegal and irrational. I realize this. Hence the reason why I said I would stand up with the Bar Association in Trinidad and Tobago. Because I realize their license is opening and closing at any point in time. At any point in time. They are also challenging Regulation 3, number 2 of the Public Health Coronavirus Ordinance as being the no legal effect against their rights. Feel free to call in. I want to hear what you have to say. Now that the bar owners, they have the rights now to go ahead in the courts of Trinidad and Tobago to go ahead and sue. Yes, sue the Ministry of Health. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night, Mr. Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Yes, good job on your program so far.
Thank you.
And always looking sharp.
You know, I must look sharp.
Well, you're looking sharp, and you have to be sharp with them all the time.
Yes, yes.
Actually, there's something I would like to talk to you, but it's not concerning the bar right now.
Go right ahead.
It's a personal matter where I was laid off from my job while on sick leave.
Well, if you want, you could contact me at 339-1670 anytime after 10 a.m. tomorrow morning.
All right. Say that number.
339
1670.
Thank you. And my cell number is on screen there for those of you who would like to contact me privately. You can go ahead and do so. So viewers, the Bar Owners Association, they have their rights. Just like you, the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, have your rights. You see, from time to time, there are individuals or organizations in Trinidad and Tobago that tends to walk over the rights of citizens. And nobody stands for the less fortunate citizen in Trinidad and Tobago. Nobody. They don't have a voice. Who is going to stand up for a man in an old breakdown house when his views are right? Who is going to stand for him? Nobody. Nobody. Nobody wants to hear you. As long as you don't have money, nobody wants to hear you. And that is a fact in Trinidad and Tobago presently. So, as we move on tonight, feel free to call in, voice your concern, voice your opinion. Let's hear what the election campaign trail is doing in your area. I saw in some video posts, 11 o'clock one night. 11 o'clock, the paving road. What? They're working with headlights. So as we move on tonight, the leader of the Unprecedented People's Party are threatening to go to the courts to stop the August 10th general election. The UPP is one of this country's smaller political parties. The parties is threatening legal action because of the country's closed borders. They will have to seek an exemption from the chairman and prospective candidates. Attorney for chairman of the Bishop, Ronald D. Virtul, I hope I pronounced his name properly, have issued a pre-action protocol letter to the Prime Minister complaining of his failure and that of the National Security Minister to issue an exemption for the party's leader to return to TT to contest the 2020 general election in August. The Virtul is currently in South Africa. I am sure when he reached back in Trinidad, is after election. Is after election. So we're going to have a discussion tonight. We're going to have a discussion tonight. The video or the pictures with the 3 vans on them, I think they sent it to you? Right. Put up the picture. We're going to have a discussion tonight, viewers. That is 1, that is 2, and that is 3. Keep it on the broadside of the maxi. Now, not too long ago, they brought out the demerit point system in Trinidad and Tobago, and people have been complaining. A guy sent me a snap of a charge paper, a charge document. You know what he was charged for? Unwanted writing on the broadside of his vehicle. He was charged for that. So I want to know now, if the pictures that you are seeing on your screen, what is license office going to do about that? Is it legal or is it illegal? Or is it because of campaign going on, you could wrap down your vehicle and break the law? So I want to hear from somebody now who is in licensing office, because many individuals are being charged for unwanted writing to the broadside of their vehicle. So I want to know now if what you are seeing on screen, is it legal or not? Or is the license office are going to say, because of election time, they are going to allow it? Because I am telling you, this is bearing a charge of over $1,000. And you might, I don't think the guy got the merit point system. I don't think they charge him any, they add any point, but it was well over $1,000. So you the viewers now, tell me if this is right. Now you could have your vehicle going down the road, license officers block you on a roadblock, routine roadblock, or routine check, and they charge you for writing to the side of your vehicle. So I want to know if what you are seeing on screen is illegal. Is that illegal, or is it legal because of election? Caller, good night.
Good night.
Go right ahead.
I would like to say something about agriculture. This present government closed down the cocoa and coffee board. I have 32 acres of cocoa land with cocoa, rock mill, and coffee, and no buyers in Trinidad. How I will live?
I understand. But the agriculture, I believe it's the agriculture minister
say...
say...
Coffee is the #1 product in the world. Coffee is the #1 drink in the world.
Yes.
Coffee is the #1 drink in the world. Chocolate is the #1 eating product in the world.
Thank you, caller. Now, the agriculture, I believe it's the agriculture minister, don't hold me to it, say that they are investing in the cocoa and coffee industry in Trinidad and Tobago. Where has it gone? Where has it gone? Watch me, see, from now until election, real talk gonna be real fiery, you know. Serious. I want you all to call in and voice your concerns. What have been done in your community for the last 5 years? I often say, is the MP or the councillor in your area worth a second term? I always say I'm not affiliated with any political party. I am proud to say that. I am an independent person who funds Real Talk. I am not affiliated, so you can't say, well, Saeed, you know, you're for the UNC, and Saeed, you know, for the PNM, because you're bashing one of them, and you leave it. Both of them getting it one time. Both of them. So for the last 5 years, how often have you seen your MP? Because now is election time. They're roaming all over Trinidad. They're roaming. Or let's think it easy. Or let's think it easy. Are you prepared to go through another 5 years? Think. Think about your children. Think about your jobs. Think about your future. The Prime Minister wants to go ahead swiftly with signing agreements with the OWTU concerning the refinery. Think about it. I want to let you think about it. They shut it down. They shut it down because if a board couldn't manage it properly. Now we have Heritage Petroleum. That board managing it now. So what I want to know, if it's the old board managing the new company. Let's talk now. Let's talk now. Why? The pre-action protocol was signed by Kenneth Monroe Brown from the law group consultant and attorney at law and addressed to Dr. Rowley on Tuesday. So it's not an ordinary man who sent the letter. Monroe Brown is also the political leader of the UPP and intend to contest the Port of Spain North St. Anne's West, which has National Security Minister Stuart Young as the PNM candidate for the 2020 polls. So not a normal man did this. Is not a normal man did this. You better we run a poll tonight, boy. Waiting. How many of you would call in and say, yes, PNM going, UNC coming, or yes, PNM staying, and we're not voting anything else? Tonight we're going to do that poll from 7:30. From 7:30. Call in. Call in. We are not being biased here. This is not about biasness. Do you think they should stay or do you think they should go? And I know we will get mixed views. We would get mixed views. So viewers from 6:30, let's hear what you have to say. Were they productive or not? So we're going to do that from 6:30. From now until the 10th of August, I want to hear what you have to say. I want to hear what you have to say. From 6:30, from 7:30, my mistake. From 7:30 until 8. Should they stay or should they go? I am not doing anything biased. It's just a poll that we are running. That's all we're doing. Productive or not productive? Feel free to call in. Because I will tell you something. Is that two things happen, you know? Is either the next 5 years be a productive 5 years, or the next 5 years we go down deeper in a hole. That's all. And you know, they have these lines that all the parties use it. Think about your children and your grandchildren's future. So I'm not being biased tonight. Is either the government productive or they're not productive? Because I will tell you something. You see, when you hear both parties or 3 or 4 parties, when they hit the campaign trail and they're on the platform and they know they are being viewed by the public, whether it be TV, whether they are on the radio, or whether it is a virtual conference thing going on, you just hear all kind of promises. You just hear about your grandchildren, you will hear about your children, you will hear about the house you live in, you will hear about the food you're buying, you will hear about the car you want to buy. You will hear about HDC, you will hear about the increase or the decrease in loan. You will hear about a healthy lifestyle. Think about where you're going to be. Think about where you want. All I feel like joking is a reality I'm talking here tonight. So from 7:30, let me hear what you have to say. Was it a productive government or was it not productive? It's an election time. A couple of weeks away from election. So after 4 years, 5 years almost completed, I have a right now, being a host of a show, to draw a poll because the election is coming up. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Right ahead.
I don't know the $90 million processing plant down Maruga. When last you drive down there, a 40-foot container can't drive down the road, you know.
That's what I'm saying, caller. Thank you. So listen to this, viewers. There seems to be a division among the Muslim community in Trinidad and Tobago as it relates to the upcoming general election. Just last week, Umar TNT and the Muslim Federation voiced their support for the United National Congress. That's one. In groups of 10, the Muslim organizations are in support for the People's National Movements. That is 2. Listen to this now. This is after. I realized I wasn't biased there. I want to let you understand that. I was not biased. I quoted the UNC. I quoted the PNM. I want to let you understand that. So listen to this now. This is after they were granted legal document for the establishment of the Douglas Road, that had to be the Rosha Douglas Road in Barapo Muslim Cemetery. The land is said to be 8 acres. The handing over took place at Sobrati Trace Masjid on Wednesday night.
We have been afforded an opportunity to tell the public that we, the Muslim community, we are ready and willing to work with the government to ensure that the programs that will benefit our communities and our country at large will succeed with our help.
All right. All you hear that? All you hear that? Good. That was the voice of a Muslim. The voice that you're sitting down watching presently right now, the show that you're watching, I, Saieed Ali, am also a Muslim. Now listen this. Listen this. Did 8 acres of land get to some of us head? Let me just roll back. We're going back. How many production have Trinidad and Tobago produced in the last 5 years? How many roads? How many construction? How many jobs? How many schools have been upgraded? Roll back that video again there for machine. Listen this, viewers.
We have been afforded an opportunity to tell the public that we, the Muslim community, we are ready and willing to work with the government to ensure that the programs that will benefit our communities and our country at large will succeed with our help.
He said, we the Muslims, I will tell you something. Every individual has the right of their own opinion, and he has his right. But do not come out and say, we the Muslim will support. No. Talk about, I am an individual will support. Don't say we the Muslim. Don't say that. I am a Muslim, and I say, don't say that. Because I will tell you something. We have lacked proper roads in Trinidad and Tobago. We have lacked water in Trinidad and Tobago. Schools have been built, 95% completed and did not open. 5% to complete schools and it did not open. Let me tell you something. Prices in the grocery went up. Jobs have been lost. Thousands of HDC houses have been built and it was put down there. I always say I will support a government that is productive. But don't come out and say we the Muslim will support the government. In what? In what? What you supporting? What production did Trinidad and Tobago produce in the last 5 years? I ain't singing bias, but I'm looking at reality. Because I gotta tell you something. I have 2 sons. And when they say, Daddy, we could eat KFC tonight, and that Saturday night, and Friday I come and I lost my job, petrol train closed down. I was living nice. 8 acres of land and you supporting the government. We got a Muslim cemetery and you support. That is why I always say, I'm not affiliated with no party. So when you hear a trend, when you throw $20 at me, I ain't jumping in no band. Because I'm working for my $20. Call a good night.
Hello, good night, Said.
Go right ahead.
Said, I know you have a voice. I want you to ask the United States Embassy, do not give this government any money until after election. Please do that.
Well, my friend, 20 million was already approved. 20 million US was already approved. I tell you what, man, could be a real stink man when I'm ready, you know. So listen this now. Feel free to call in. Feel free to call in from 7:30 until 8 o'clock. Did we have a productive government or a non-productive government? I want to hear from you. And as always tell earlier, I just always tell all you, I'm not affiliated with no party. I ain't going on no platform. I will stand up for the rights of the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago because I'm living right here. Hence the reason why I started to push for legislation and I started to push for bills and they couldn't stop me. When you come in to bribe Saieed Ali, come good. Because I go tell you something. Let me tell you something, I get real upset when I see that video, you know. We the Muslims. No, boy, don't make that statement, boy. Don't make that statement. It have a lot of Muslims suffering in Trinidad and Tobago. It have a lot of Muslims I need his help. And I consider them my brother and a sister. Listen to this. People's National Movement stalwart and candidate for the Aruka Maloney constituency, Camille Regis Robinson, has called on voters to make the right choice come August 10th. At a political meeting in Dabadi on Tuesday, she reminded poor governance under the United National Congress. Listen to this video.
On the one hand, you have the doctors in that party, Fuad Khan, Tim Gopi Singh, telling us that we should not even bother to wear masks, and even suggesting that we should use hydrochloroquine. And then you have the leader herself saying that it is because of the sun why we have not had a bad experience.
They reminded the crowd of poor governance under United National Congress. Viewers from 7:30. From 7:30 tonight on Real Talk with Saieed Ali. Call in. Let me hear all your views because I will tell you something. I ain't blind. I seen with my glasses and I seen without my glasses. Call him boat. Run the call him boat. You have it? Get the call him boat. The gas thing. Let me tell you something. We're in an election year. I don't want the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago to be like fools. Who are you voting? We're going here. We're going there. Don't run like a chicken without a neck. Because I will tell you something. I will support a productive party. Don't talk about COVID-19. Up to now, people get grants. Up to now. Talk about production. Talk about what you did. Talk about, hey, we build this, we build that, we build the next. And give me the next 5 years based on what they build. Allah come now, man. Tonight is feeling like a Fire Friday tonight. Call a good night. You ready? Run the column member.
Increase the price of fuel by 15%. I then realized that was not enough. I came back again in April and I raised it again by 15%. And I came back again just a few weeks ago and raised it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. So I might raise it by another 15%.
What does that tell you? You raise it one time, they riot. You raise it 2 times, they riot. You raise it 3 times and they riot. In France, they raised gas by a couple cents and France nearly burned down. So you want me? You want me? I'm just saying something here, right? You want me to put you back. I don't pay 3 something for gas. You want me to put you back, so I go pay 4 something? Huh? Some of them maybe say, but I wonder how Saieed getting on so. Is an election year coming? Is an election year coming? When you say that? Last year? Last year? 2018, somewhere around there. 3 times you laugh it and 3 times you raise it and we are right and you skinny. Really? It's because a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago or collecting a fat salary And I don't care who vexed with me for saying that, but it's the truth. While we had to work 2 jobs to buy a bag of flour. 2 jobs to buy a bag of flour. Sitting down in a media briefing. I raised it 1 time. I raised it 2 times. I raised it 3 times. And them a riot. So I feel, you know, if I raise it again, they mightn't riot. Trinidad and Tobago should be France. And you don't know who rioting. You see, this is the reason why I just tell people. And this is the reason why I just say it on my show. I am not affiliated with any political party. So when I hear I drop a bombshell on Real Talk here, it's not affiliated with no party. So a UNC man and a PP man and a PNM man can't say, Saeed, you know we funding you. You can't say that. Man, keep your money, man. Call a good night.
Good night, Mr. Ali.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Ali, some Muslim fella we're talking there. He's one of the religious heads that get billions through COVID-19 money to help poor people. I wonder if we help anybody.
Thank you.
Not he alone, the rest of religious organizations also. Those money come to them to help Venice, and them poor Venice, they get no help.
Thank you, caller. That is why when I say you want to bribe me, come good, you know. Because let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. When you tell yourself, you know what, boy? We're going on my side and we're going to give him a little 50,000. My dear viewers, if I decide to light my light and pray unto my Lord, Lord, he coming with 50,000. And he tell himself, I ain't know where he coming with. But you know you could cause him to give me 100,000 by spinning his head. And he feel here, no, I know he coming. I'll think twice. Think twice. Because I know that mama man, you go throw 10,000 and you know big we up now. Come again. Come again. Call a good night.
Good night, Saeed.
Go right ahead.
Yes, this wicked Prime Minister said, tell the population to wean off the government. Wean off the government. Then again, they come back with that with the land tax form. They say if you don't pull out this form, they'll give you $500. Then they come back again, they give you one more, they choke your neck to change your money. And I go to put them back, they're mad, rolling crap in the head. Thank you.
So viewers, under all the tense hours just now, and I'm relating the facts to all you, I would love, or I will take pride in the opportunity to wish Reshmi Lalu a happy 16th birthday. Now, this is the daughter of Millennium Stars. You know the guy who does run Millennium Stars? He's my editor and audio guy also. This is his daughter who turned 16 today. And you know there's only one time you can enjoy Sweet 16. So my dear, on behalf of your dad and Real Talk with Saieed Ali, our staff members, we would like to wish you a sweet 16 and may you live to see sweet 16 many more, even though next year will be 17. You know, celebrate it like if it's a sweet 16 again. My dear, we wish you all the best in life to come, and I hope that whatever endeavors you go at, you become successful. To you, Reshmi Lalu, happy birthday, my dear. No birthday song, Navin? Where was that? Just like that? Nothing, man? Dry just so? Come now, man. Organize a little something now before the show done. So, viewers, was it a productive government or not? You tell me. We are not causing biasness. We are not causing biasness. You know why I'm saying that? Because on the platform, they will be talking all sorts of things. I am not the one to condemn. But I just want to hear from you. This citizen, your voice would A lot. So, from now until 8 o'clock tonight, productive or non-productive? Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Go right ahead.
Salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam.
Yeah, man. Yeah, what going on now? You see all the bars and things. I may not drink chai, but I find the moving harsh on these bartenders by Mr. Ali.
Yes, yes, yes. They had. They had. Thank you, caller. You see, not because, you know, you have people who say, but Saeed, you are Muslim and you supporting the bar. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. This is their business. This is how they feed their families. If I'm answer Saeed, I will come and bless my bar, boy. I will walk in and, watch me, I will ask God to bless your bar. You know why I would ask God to bless your bar? The Muslims believe in Jesus Christ also as a prophet. But there was also a miracle where Jesus turned water into wine. It was strong wine. In the crowd, people drank and get drunk. They drank and they get drunk. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Hello?
Good night.
Was the government productive or not?
Sorry?
Was the government of Trinidad and Tobago productive or not?
They're very productive now.
All right,
Very,
thank you,
very
my dear.
now.
That is all we want to hear. Productive or not? So viewers, anybody calling, this is what I'm going to ask you. Is the government productive or not? So feel free to call in 238-6716 as we carry on our show tonight. Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley has warned that the returning of the Point of Pierre refinery to the ownership of the state is not a good decision. He made a statement at the launch-on of the Petrotrin land distribution on Wednesday. Prime Minister issued a warning to the opposition.
And if they proceed with their foolishness, God forbid that on August 10th they become the government on sometime after, and they proceed to keep that promise, it would mean that we are back not just to square one, but square one minus, because the Minister of Finance will then have to treat with the bondholders.
So my dear viewers of Real Talk, why did our Prime Minister said? Why did he said that returning of the Point of Pierre refinery to the ownership of the state is not a good idea? Why? We have $100 million in fake oil scandal rocked Trinidad and Tobago, which caused the refinery to shut down, which caused a massive loss in job opportunity in Trinidad and Tobago. Why are you making that statement? I am asking. Why are you making that statement? Is it because that an investigation will be launched into the scandal if, just saying if, the UNC administration comes into power? Because we heard reports that Petrotrin did their own investigations and documents surfaced up that there were a scandal. There were a scandal. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night, sir.
Go right ahead, yes.
Okay, the Californian musician, Dr. Penguin, and he sang a song some years ago, Doggy Look Above. After election, all is going down. Now, I live Cascade. It has a health center or community center that was built in Cascade. Since Anti-Kamala was in power, that health center has started, or community center, should I say. Since Kamala out of power, just shut down the whole project. You know what the open body project started? Roughly 3 months ago. And it going with rapid speed. I say, well, you won't come into our hand. Peter running with the bill of community center. I feel it myself before election. That is Tortium community where you represent in Car State. And I only hope you to apply and see what's going on. Doggy, look abroad. The Kenyan government working nice.
So, caller, let me ask you something. Was the government productive or not in your eye? Now, this is your views as a citizen.
If there was productive?
Were the government productive or not?
Well, I will tell you this. The answer is no. I have to be a madman to say it.
Thank you, caller. So that is all we want to hear, viewers. Was the government productive or not? Keep in mind, if this was the UNC in the administration, this was the NAR in the administration, this was the PEP in administration, this was the PDP in administration, I would be asking you the very same question. Were the government productive or not in Trinidad and Tobago? Now, we are not blind. 1.3 something million people, we are not blind. I am definitely sure we could see. So let's have a discussion tonight. Caller, good night.
Mr. Ali, good night.
Good night. Government productive or not?
Very unproductive. Dr. Rowley, worst Prime Minister ever.
Thank you, caller. So we want to hear, were they productive or not? It is not about if they're going back into power. It is not about who coming into power. I want to know, based on the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago, based on the production of the government in Trinidad and Tobago for the last 5 years, were they productive or not? We having a discussion. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night.
Go right ahead. Productive or not?
I'm calling to tell you that the Prime Minister, I think he didn't do a good job for the past years. So I feel UNC going to do back the job wherever he goes.
My dear, it's not about the UNC or the PNM. All I am asking tonight is that, is the government productive or not? Yes or no?
No.
Thank you, my dear. You see, tonight we're sticking with that. We want to stick to the point. I want to hear from you, because at the end of the day, come 10th of August, you will be voting. You will be voting. And this is the #1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago where we interact with the citizens. So, caller, good night. Productive or not?
Saeed, I don't understand you. How the hell they could be productive? They never do nothing. There's nothing we could say that there, but...
Thank you, caller, but we can take that as a no. Caller, good night. This is what we want to know, because I gotta tell you something. Election coming up. And whatever we do, we as an individual know what we are looking for. So caller, good night. We lost that there. Do you want to remain in the same old road? Do you want to remain in the same old status that you are in, or do you need a change? This is what I want to hear from you. I want to hear you need a change. I want to hear you need an upgrade. Saeed, we road need fixing 10 years now. Saeed, 20 years now, nobody come looking for us. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Productive or not?
Non-productive.
Thank you, caller. So we're going again. Feel free to call in. This is your #1 current affairs program. We ain't breaking any rules. We ain't going against nobody. Now, after tonight, you never know, other stations would be doing the same thing. Other shows might be doing the same thing. Because they want to know the polls. Caller, good night.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Ali.
Productive or not?
All productive.
Thank you, my dear. In Guyana, the Granger administration and families will be served. They will be facing US sanctions for undermining democracy. Now listen this. I want you to listen this. Listen to this. They undermine the democracy of Guyana. And the U.S. has sanctioned their visa revoke. So imagine this, listen to this, We are the Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago, who is also the head of the Security Council in Trinidad and Tobago. We have Mr. Stuart Young, the head of National Security in Trinidad and Tobago. We had the Foreign Affairs Minister, Moses, who deals with the foreign aspect of business from Trinidad and Tobago to other countries. And when Miss Dulcie came in here, when Miss Dulcie came into Trinidad and Tobago, she was under sanctions from the U.S., even the plane that brought them in. And we have the head of the Security Council in Trinidad and Tobago sit down in a room and had a meeting with he don't know who. Think, citizens of Trinidad and Tobago. I am not telling you who to vote. I will be out of place. I will be wrong for doing that. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night.
Productive or not?
Not productive.
What is that? Non-productive. Thank you, caller. So viewers of Real Talk, keep it coming. Keep it coming. We want to know. We're just doing our random polls. We're not judging anybody. I'm not judging anybody. Come election day, when the ballots are being counted, there we would know who is productive or not. Caller, good night.
Good night, sir.
Productive or not?
They are non-productive.
We're going to take that as a no. Thank you, caller. So viewers, keep calling. We have about 10 minutes on the show again. Caller, good night. You there? So my dear viewers now, so what about now the U.S.? The Trump administration. Remember somebody in a party was bawling, who the hell is Trump and what the hell Trump could do? Well, boy, Trump administration sanction members of the Granger government in Guyana. So now, what about if the U.S. government now decides now to sanction Trinidad and Tobago now after they complete their investigations and say that a certain administration broke all the rules? There we go know what the hell the government could do. There we go know what the hell Trump could do. Caller, good night. We lost that. You see, when the U.S. decide to make their move, then we go know who is Trump. Then we would know and understand how the Trump administration is functioning. So we're running a poll tonight, just for the views of the viewers. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night.
Production or not?
Not.
Thank you, caller. Now viewers, everybody that are calling in and voicing their concern is because, listen, the PNM is dependent on your vote, the UNC is dependent on your vote, the PEP is dependent on your vote, the PDP is dependent on your vote. They are depending. They are depending. You know why? You are the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago that hold the power. Caller, good night.
Yeah, good night, Said.
Productive or not?
Not productive, I have to.
Thank you. So far it is reading 90. Viewers, this is the only talk show thus far, and I am proud to say it. Because of you, the citizens have made us number one. We keep it real with you. Because you all don't want to hear no mamagism and no mama guy and no 6 for 9 and nothing sweeping under the carpet. You all don't want to hear that. Because at the end of the week, when you go to the grocery, Wait, boy, this milk is $11. It's a no mama guy there, you know. When you have to shell out $11 from your pocket, it's a no mama guy there. Caller, good night.
Hi, good night.
Productive or not?
Hello, good night.
Yes. Hello, you hear me?
Unproductive.
Non-productive?
Unproductive.
Thank you, caller. And I know Real Talk is being viewed by those in top posts in Trinidad and Tobago. In top posts. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Productive or not?
Not.
Thank you, caller. Keep in mind, and I will use the favorite term that all parties use, when you go to vote, when you go to cast your ballot, keep in mind that you are casting your votes based on your children and your grandchildren's future. That's their favorite lines. That is their favorite lines. Caller, good night. Hello?
Hello, good night.
Good night. Productive or not, my dear?
Not productive.
Thank you. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. We have about 5 minutes again for the show. Keep it coming. This is not about UNC, it's not about PNM, it's not about PDP, it's not about PEP. I am simply asking a question. Why am I asking this? Because election is in the next few weeks. And as the weeks go by, there are other stations will also be keeping the polls. Caller, good night.
Good night.
Productive or not?
Non-productive.
Thank you, caller. So you see, people are looking at production. They are looking at production. If I have a company running and it is not productive, I will have no other choice but to shut it down, but to change it. No other choice. And that is what citizens want. They don't want to be going down the road riding on a bicycle all the days of their life. Caller, good night.
Hello, good night. So, Mr. Saieed Ali.
Good night to you, my dear. Productive or not?
Not productive.
Thank you. You see, I just drive a BMW, I just drive a Range Rover, and someday I would like to drive a Porsche, which means I am looking for my company to be productive. And if my company is not productive, what will I do? I wouldn't be able to drive the Porsche. So my company will have to be productive. How do I make my company productive? Caller, good night. Hello?
Hello?
Productive or not, my dear?
Not.
Thank you. So viewers, we have about 3 minutes left on our show tonight. And so far, non-productive is ruling. Now I'm going to tell you something. And this might come to a shock to all, yeah? We never know if it's UNC. We don't know if it's PNM. We don't know if it's PDP. We don't know if it's PEP callers. That's the good thing about it. We don't know. Sometimes a PNM might say, a caller might say, well, boy, he's not productive. That is the thing. We don't know. We don't know who representing who. Caller, good night.
Good night, good night.
Productive or not?
I represented the PNM, but I find like the very productive in the last 3 weeks.
Caller, is the present administration productive or not?
I think he's very productive in the last month.
What he said?
I say I think he's very productive in the last month for the election.
Oh, they're productive in this 1 month. Thank you, I understand. Thank you, caller. Only this month. What about for all the months gone by? So you see, viewers, and to the present and the past administration, and for those who are taking part in the upcoming August 10, 2020 general election, the people of Trinidad and Tobago are looking on. They are looking on. They want progress. They want betterment. Not only for their children's future, they want betterment for themselves. Because if they better themselves in a job, their children's future would be better. It would be better. So if we have an administration giving us production presently, don't you think the future would be productive? Why wait on the future? Call a good night.
Hi.
Productive or not?
Non-productive.
Thank you, dear. Why wait on the future when we could make the production now? Now I'm going to tell you something. When Real Talk was birthed on the air, when Real Talk was birthed on the air, I was wondering to myself, I said, Lord, I wonder how this show would turn out on air. I wonder if we would make it or not. I wonder if we would be number 1, number 2, number 99. You know, I wondered. But I keep hearing his voice. He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall be covered under the shadows of the Almighty. And it will bear fruits in its season. So I was like, okay. Well, I guess now is my season. Keep pressing. And I keep pressing. And I keep pressing. And the first month, according to the general manager of Synergy TV, O'Brien Haynes, he called me 10 to 6 someone. He said, Saeed, in the first month, your show hit number 1. I said, good. And as we continue, he said, Saeed, you hit number 1. And you continue hitting and you're hitting. And presently, we are the number 1 current affairs program in Trinidad and Tobago. I want to thank you, the viewers. So, viewers, what we heard tonight from 7:30 to 8 o'clock was non-productive. We are out of time for tonight, but nevertheless, a rerun of this program is at 11 a.m. tomorrow morning. It's Fire Friday tomorrow night. We will be here with you. Remember to contribute to our Rape Crisis Center. We're looking to raise $10 million. Please, make a contribution. The business people, the lower class, the middle class, whatever class you're in, make a contribution. So viewers, when you pray to God, you always ask God, Lord, make the way easy and make it better for me. Be safe. Enjoy the night until we meet again. Good night.